Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing the newest launch from Too Faced. This is their Born This Way Illuminating Smoothing Concealer. Now this guy retails for $26 US, and you can only find it in 18 different shades. I bought 2 of the shades for today because honestly, it's like I was in between 2, and so I purchased the 2 that I thought I was going to be in between. Because they have such a small shade range, I just couldn't decide on just the one. I don't usually just get one nowadays anyway, because I find that when I do that, I always end up getting the wrong shade. So instead, I'll just buy a couple usually, and that, like, I have the Limitless concealer that I still need to review. I bought 2. Don't worry, I have the Charlotte Tilbury on the way. I bought 2 because same issue. I didn't know which one to grab. And I apologize for my voice. I think I'm getting over something. It's really weird. Like, I only feel sick when I'm sleeping at nighttime, but during the day I feel totally fine. So my voice is just, it's a little bit hoarse today because of this apparent virus that I have. I don't know. Now, as far as the details, this claims to be a smooth, buildable concealer that is supposed to effortlessly glide onto the skin in order to camouflage and cover any imperfections for up to 24 hours. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to wear it for 24 hours, okay? I'm sick and tired of seeing these claims on different products all of the time. 16 hours, 24 hours, 70 hours, like 100 hours. I don't know. I've seen some crazy numbers. And today's the day where we're going to be testing this out for an entire day, okay? I want to see what it does. My skin's going to hate me for it, but that is okay. That is okay. I will take the bullet for you guys, and I will show you what this looks like after wearing it for 24 hours, okay? 24. Other than the bold claim, it's supposed to be a waterproof formula that is also sweat and humidity resistant. For whatever reason, we are getting a ton of rain, and it's still really hot here in the South. So every single time that I go out to play with either dog, it's just, humidity right in your face. So that is going to be fun. It contains hyaluronic acid, daikon seed extract, aloe leaf, and squalane. So all of that together is supposed to help the darkness underneath the eyes and just help improve the appearance of the skin overall. Now, like I said, this is a medium coverage concealer, but it does claim to be a buildable medium coverage concealer. So we'll see how much coverage we are able to achieve with just the formula, and of course with a color corrector placed underneath. You guys know the drill. I'm going to be using a color corrector underneath this eye, and I'm not going to be using a color corrector underneath the left side, just for a good comparison. It also states that it is going to give us a natural finish. So for this, I am going to be using my Sigma Spectrum Duo Concealer, or Corrector rather. That is the one that I'm going to be using alongside this particular concealer. I don't want to use something that's excessively hydrating that may cause this guy to crease and do all sorts of things. Oh, that's another thing that I saw. It's supposed to be a non-creasing formula, and it's going to provide all-day moisture. So for that reason, Sigma Corrector it is. As far as how to use it, we are simply supposed to apply it onto the skin, and then we can blend it out with either our fingertips, a sponge, or a brush using a pressing technique. So I will be doing that. So let's go ahead and color correct, shall we? Like I said, I'm using my Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo. This one is in the shade medium to dark. Just taking a little bit of both. I'm going to be placing it here under the right side. All right, corrector is on. Let us apply foundation. Let me take care of that and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Foundation is on. Let's continue. Like I said, I have 2 of the shades, so let me swatch those. So these are the 2. They don't really look that different. I have Café Olé, something like that. It's French. For whatever reason, like my Spanish and the English, I can't get the French pronunciation correctly. It's just, it's hard. And I also have pecan. So let's go ahead and get those onto the back of my hand. So that is coffee with milk, Café Olé. And that is pecan. As you can see, both neutral, both pretty much the same shade. So pecan is described as being a light medium shade with neutral undertones, and Café Olé is medium with rosy undertones. It does deepen. So that is straight out of the tube. This is what it looks like after a few seconds. And same goes for the deeper shade. That's what it looks like straight out of the tube. And this is what it looks like after it's been on the back of my hand for a little bit. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use both, but different shade underneath each eye. So I'm gonna do Pecan over here, and I'm gonna do the Cafe au lait over here. So we're gonna start off on the right side with Pecan. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it right here and right there. That's really all I need. And this doesn't seem to have a fragrance. And then I'm gonna take my Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques and use this to press the product in. I was gonna do a blending brush because that's kind of what I've been doing more of lately, but a blending brush would just be not enough to press it in. Like, it's just not dense enough. It looks pretty good. Now I am gonna add a little bit more right here though. All right, so let's go ahead and blend this out now. All right, that is definitely concealing really nicely. Now I am gonna wait for this to set a little bit before I decide whether or not I'm gonna set it with a powder. And while I wait for that, let's do the left eye. So this is the deeper of the two shades. This is supposed to be a medium shade with a, what was it, a rosy undertone. I'm just gonna start off with that much. And let's see what this looks like on its own. Okay, so far I really love the way that this is sitting on the skin. It does have a very nice natural finish. So it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look excessive. It looks just like skin, which is great. I am gonna build this one up a little bit as well. So I'm gonna place a little bit more concealer right there along the hollow. All right, so let's press this additional layer into the skin. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can see what I'm seeing up close and personal. All right, so this is the corrected side, the non-corrected side. Very, very similar amounts of coverage. Now this does look very luminous, okay? It is supposed to be. It is an illuminating, smoothing concealer, and I am seeing that right off the bat. I don't think I'm gonna have to set this. It's not really settling into fine lines at all. I thought that it would, especially over here on this side, but it really isn't. The only thing is that, yeah, it looks shiny, and for me, shiny always kind of draws attention to the hollows. So if anything, I might set it very lightly just right here, just to be able to blur away the hollows of the eyes. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth powder. This one's in the shade Light. It is so nice underneath the eyes. It's one of my favorite under eye powders, setting powders. I'm gonna take a little bit of that using my soft blend brush. This one's the number 40 from Sigma Beauty, unless I have a different one, because I think this one's pretty dirty. Yeah, it's dirty. So I'm gonna not use number 40. Instead, we're gonna be using number 50, which is very, very similar in size, and I really love for the under eye area. And I wanna take a very, very small amount. So just right here and right here, just a little bit. Let me jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will be right back. If I do need to set this concealer, if I see that it is starting to settle in between fine lines, I'll let you guys know, and I will film it so that you guys can see how it was settling if it settles. So I'll be right back. All right, I am back, ready to continue on with the day. So far, so good, but I did have to set this concealer. It started to settle into my fine lines, and I said, absolutely not gonna deal with this for 24 hours. And so I decided to set it, and I actually love the way that it looks set more than when I didn't set it. So it just looks a lot smoother to me, even though we're not getting, full coverage. This is not meant to be full coverage, which is fine. As long as it wears beautifully underneath the eyes, I don't necessarily need full coverage, right? So I'm gonna wear it for the entire 24 hours. We are starting at perfect timing, 11:59. We're just going to call it noon. I'm going to come back halfway through the day in order to show you guys close-ups under natural lighting. I'll probably also do like an end of day check-in, and then you'll see me again the next day. I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me go ahead and just continue on with the day. So far, I love it. But we'll see what it looks like for the next 24 hours. Anyway, I'll see you guys back here in a few hours for a close-up and a midday check-in. All right, I'm back for a quick midday check-in. It is 5:32, which means that I've had this on for a little over 5 hours. This is the current situation. As you can see, not the highest of, as far as coverage, definitely not the highest, but it still looks pretty nice. And although I did wear a corrector on this side, they both seem to have an equal amount of coverage, right? I think so. Definitely think that this is absolutely meant to be medium coverage and perhaps no more than medium coverage. High medium, depending on what kind of darkness you have going on under the eyes. If it's light, then of course it's gonna be a high medium concealer. If it's like mine, then it's gonna be a medium concealer. Now we're gonna put it to the test, like a real test. My son's he's got soccer practice, and it's been super hot and super humid outside. Now, if you guys remember from this morning, this is supposed to be humidity resistant and sweat resistant or something like that. So now I am going to be sweating, and it is definitely humid outside. So those two things, I'm going to be out there with him for about an hour or so. And yeah, we'll see how this holds up underneath the eyes. So far, I think so good, right? But we'll see. I'll see you back here soon. All right, we are back from practice. It was humid, but it wasn't as hot as I was anticipating it to be. So there was a lot of humidity in the air, but not a whole lot of sweating happening. It was actually a really, really mild and pleasant evening. It is currently 8:12. So this is what the under eye area currently looks like. I've had this concealer on now for a solid 8 hours. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a better look underneath the eyes. All right, so here's the under eye area. Remember, this is the side we color corrected, and this is the side that doesn't have a color corrector on it. This side I feel looks pretty decent even 8 hours after. It's still concealing, and it still looks pretty smooth, kind of, in my opinion. This side looks a little bit dry, and I feel like I lost coverage underneath both eye areas. Definitely more over here, or I'm noticing it more over here than over here, but underneath both eye areas, for sure, I lost coverage. So that's my 8-hour check-in. Like I said at the beginning of the day, we are going to wear this for 24 hours, okay? If that's your claim, then we are going to try it. That's all that I have for tonight. I will see you guys in the morning or in the afternoon, because I think we started today at 12. So it'll be around like 11 o'clock when I come back. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Good morning. It's still morning. It's almost noon. I can't believe that I actually wore this for 24 hours. I almost didn't. Okay, I almost didn't. This feels so gross. I cannot wait to wash my under eye area and to clean my lashes. And look, I couldn't sleep with a full face of makeup like that. I could not get myself to do it. So what I did instead is I just washed everything around the under eye area. So as you can see, I still have a little bit of my eyeshadow like right along the lash line because I didn't want to go too far down so that I would disrupt the concealer. But I did have to remove my makeup for the most part. I think 24 hours is just such a bogus claim, but I wanted to test it out for the said 24 hours that it's supposed to last for. As you can clearly see, it did not. It's definitely pretty much worn off at this point. And yeah, it looks pretty gross underneath the eyes. Let me zoom you guys in and then I'll give you my final thoughts of this concealer. All right, here's the under eye area 24 hours later. Don't wear makeup for 24 hours. Just don't. Now I forgot to mention the time. It is 11:46. So it's been 24 hours, okay? I cannot wait to cleanse twice and to throw on an under eye mask. I definitely need it. And I'm also Not feeling 100%, as you can hear it in my voice. Anyway, final thoughts on this concealer. It's fine. It's not going to last you the 24 hours that it claims. I don't know why cosmetic companies, they tend to do that with their products, like advertise them as being able to be worn for 24 hours. I get the point that they're trying to make, which is that it is a very long-lasting product. But let's be real, no one's going to wear makeup for 24 hours, or you shouldn't be wearing your makeup for 24 hours. I would definitely call this a medium coverage concealer, which I think is what it is categorized as on the Sephora website. Is it buildable? Yes, you can build it up, but I don't feel like you can get very, very high coverage with the amount that you're able to build it up. Like, personally, I wouldn't build it up more than 2 layers because, as you guys saw yesterday, it did settle into fine lines, so I did have to set it. It's not very long lasting, in my opinion. Of course, 24 hours, that's excessive, and this is me just making a point that it's not going to last you 24 hours. But yesterday, throughout the day, by the end of the day, it definitely had worn off. A lot of the concealer had worn off by that time. So it's not going to last you a full day. Definitely not going to last you 24 hours. Does it provide nice coverage? Yes. Like I said, medium coverage. It's nice and hydrating. Now it looks really dry just because of everything that I put my under eye area through. But it does have a nice, light, natural looking finish, which is definitely flattering, especially for the under eye area. However, it is too shiny for me. For my liking. I like the under eye area to look nice and hydrated, but I don't want it to look nice and oily. And I think that this one perhaps does that a little bit. And like I said, it settles. So you absolutely have to set it unless you're just going to be applying a nice thin layer. And if you are applying a nice thin layer, then don't expect to get a whole lot of coverage with this. So that completes today's video, or yesterday's video into today. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this ridiculous review because I did it for 24 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. I'm going to go wash this off. I'm going to take a shower and just pamper myself for a little bit. And I hope you guys are doing the same at some point this week, because we all need me time and we all need that downtime to just unwind. Anyway, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.